So anyway, I want to kind of turn the topic a little bit back to what you were talking about, working with adults with learning disabilities as well as kids. And sounds like that's kind of a specialty of yours. And it's something that all martial arts instructors have some familiarity with, because we get a lot of kids, you know, coming in, their parents say, you know, my son's got ADHD, you know, my son's dyslexic, you know, can you help him? And of course we can. I think it's one of the few activities you can put your kid in that has just an immense potential for change within your son or daughter. What are some of the tactics that you use to affect that change in your students?
And actually, the repetition, and going back to like with me, where like I had that cognitive processing issue. It was that they actually, like I said, go back. Neurologist went back to my mom after doing martial arts and said, it's amazing. I guess the repetitiveness of doing the same punches every class, doing like forms, katas every class, it made my brain work, and it actually helped me slow my mind down. I think that's mostly what it was I was thinking so quickly that I couldn't slow my mind down, and that slowed my mind down. So going back to like you were saying, using the repetitiveness, the same stuff every class, every week we do the same stuff, still progressing a little bit, but still repetitively doing the same punches, the same kicks. It gets their mind focused, and they can really work on those punches. We actually do have one student. He can't be in the class right now. He's nonverbal, so he really can't express himself, and he's not, his motor skills are not that great. But actually, I just talked to his father today about this. When he first started, he was shut down. He wouldn't do anything, and then we just had him do in punches, even like not even doing a full fist. He might even high five the pad, just having to do the same punches over and over. Doing like clinches, he'll do grab our gi, hold the gi, and he actually said that on at home, his son's actually listening more at school. He said there's not as many freakouts, because when he gets freaked out, he holds tight or hugs you really tight. And we've been going through the repetitiveness and trying to explain to him, like, it's okay, calm down. But yeah, he said he actually is not as many behaviors, and it's really helping him. But like you said, what was your question again? I'm sorry, I got off topic again. I apologize.
What are like some of your strategies for affecting positive change in adults with learning disabilities?
And depending on the severity of the disability, some cases, like they're nonverbal, just trying to, like I said, the repetitiveness. The one client actually at work I'm working now is he's very intelligent, but he works his mind so quickly and he gets so upset, so flustered. So trying to just calm him down, trying to de-escalate if he does get upset, and trying to explain to him. Sometimes you need to think about it before. Like I said, with a couple of our students, sometimes if they can't stand for really long, get fidgety, we actually have like these fidget toys. So my mom actually got I'm not trying to explain. It's almost like a string, like you can pull it. They sit there and just pull it, and then and actually what they can do is hold it, and then when they do punches, they can still hold it, stretch it, but still throw those punches. So it actually helps him. It gets them to focus on stretching it, but they can stretch it and still throw those punches at the pad. And then it gets them it gets them like their mind in the box, because a lot of times their mind is outside the box because there's so much noise and everything. So it's just like they can't focus. So that does it gets them to stay in their kind of themselves and focus on one thing.
Yeah. If I can hop in, a thought that I've been bouncing around in my head for a couple months now, and I feel like it's pertinent to this conversation, is this idea of ritual and repetition inviting familiarity. And and so when you have, for example, a student who, you know, maybe the first time that you hand them that stretchy string, they're like, what am I supposed to do with this? But as they get accustomed to it, and as they start to say, like, oh, like this is something that, despite all this noise, despite all this sort of sensory overload, like I can ground myself into this object or into this very specific experience, you know, that I feel is such a driving force in saying, okay, now that we're grounded in something, we can really start to take those steps into the next.
Exactly, yes.